All right, peace and love. What up, though? What it do? What's poppin'? What's crackin'? What's happening there? Time 9, time 10. Time 9, time 10 again. And you see the title Rodney Hinton Sr. fumbles the ball, because this is exactly what he did. He fumbled the ball, right? Um, some of his statement, I expected, to be said, but like he went overboard with it like I've never heard it before, right? Not to say again, I don't claim to know everything. I'm not one of those individuals, but throughout my lifetime, when we have had these, I think it's too early in the video for me to use exact words, so I use a word that I hate to use and I hate hearing people use, or I dislike it, right? This unaliving and this grape and graping word, like, it makes me feel very restricted, especially as an adult who's used to uh, speaking their mind, voicing their opinion, and sharing solid scholarship with the people. I don't, not really comfortable with, using these community guideline terms, right? And peace, guy. Let me know, how I sound. Do I sound muffled? Is the mic up too loud? When I was testing it out to see where the levels were, they weren't too high, and I'm using an actual studio mic again, like how I used to do back in the day. So in order to get the peak levels to even look like they were, okay, appreciate you, God. So my brother say I'm good. We're gonna get it popping. Got that, copy that. So we gonna, get on this, and definitely not gonna be long tonight, because this is, it hurts. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it hurts, and it kind of destroys all desire to, want to share some information with people so that they can be active with, any type of assisting that we can do for this particular family, right? Based on what the patriarch of the family had to say. So let's get into it. Let's listen to it right quick, and then I'm gonna build. So where we at? Let me see. I'm gonna have to take him down. You're gonna put him back up, because, like I said, this is very disheartening to, listen to. I mean, I hate to say it, but you are 100% correct. 100% correct. We used to hearing the, we forgive the officers and this, that, and the third, but he went way, way left with this, right? So let's check it out right quick. Make sure I got everything in order. Yeah. Let me see. I'm going to share it before. Oh yeah, okay. So this is something else that I noticed, right? His brother spoke first, but you can tell that the grandpa wanted to be the first to speak, but I kind of have a, feeling that the older brother of the young brother who was slain, peace be upon him, Ryan Hinton, he knew what Pop was about to be on, right? So let's get into it right quick.
His father, his grandfather.
Pop was
Tell
Pop
him
Pop.
again.
You see his face. You see Pop was trying to step forward, right? Before again the older brother stepped forward, and you can see the look in Pop eyes, like, like, nah, Pop, I gotta do this because I know you about to go all the way left, and you don't have the spirit, the warrior spirit within. So I'm gonna speak first, right? Again, he just blocked Pop from speaking. So let's see, let's let the young man, air out his grievance.
I'm Diamante Jackson. I'm Ryan's big brother. Um, my brother, he was always like real jokes, playing with everybody, but he was making sure everybody was good. Everybody was on their toes too. Like he was real loving. Like you felt his love do anything he ever did for you by just hanging with you, playing the game, playing football. We used to play football outside all the time. Like, it was just us, man.
How did you get the news?
So crazy.
Don't forget.
It's cool.
Okay, and this is grandfather.
Wait a minute, hold on. I'm Rodney Hinton Sr. I want to give a condolence out to the officers that got hurt. Got killed. My whole family. I'm asking for forgiveness, and I've been praying hard for the officer that killed my grandson. I've been praying hard for him and his family because I know he's.
See how he fumbled the ball already? He's been praying hard for the officer who, as he said, killed his grandson. Like I keep expressing to you all, this is the beginning of the destruction of our legacies, our families, even generational wealth to a degree, right? Based off of us not knowing who we are. See, when you know who you are, you don't have to praise outside of self, right? When you are one such as myself who traveled through the various ideologies, that the most popular ones being Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, which again are all branches of the same tree, right? These various belief systems are based on a doctrine that is very patriarchal, number one. Was solely patriarchal. It does not represent a matriarch at all, number one. It's monotheistic, which again traps you in that capsule of this is it, this is the end all be all, and there's no other, just for the sake of what people will understand, I'll use the word God. No other God but him, right? This is where most of our people are at. So, that's the monotheistic portion of it, as well as it is very misogynistic. So we got patriarchal, monotheistic, misogynistic, right? And this is outside of nature. Understand, as I keep reiterating, you cannot have a mother God. You can't have a mother God without a father God either, but we haven't had a mother God. All we've had was a father God. And that is what we was given to stand on, as well as, get smacked on your left side of your cheek and then turn your other cheek and get smacked on the right side, as opposed to being a warrior and, standing up for what's right and for yourself and for your family, regardless to who you all have to defend yourselves against. It don't matter who it is. But when you have a doctrine that's teaching you just the opposite, these are how things play out, right? And it really struck a chord with this young man's father, but this is his grandfather. So I'm going to take it back a second or two. What is this, 6:11? So here we go.
I'm asking for forgiveness, and I've been praying hard for the officer that killed my grandson. I've been praying hard for him and his family because I know he's hurting off this. As I seen in the video about my grandson, I seen two scared people. I seen the officer scared, and I seen my grandson scared. So it's an unfortunate incident that happened. So that's all I seen. It was like, I didn't see the police there trying to kill. No. What I seen was two persons made a mistake. My grandson made a mistake being there, and the officer, he was trying to get back to his family too. So
see, there was no guns pointing at the officer, right? So why would he say the officer was scared? See, that's that Christianity shit, y'all. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. It is what it is. You can reject it as much as you like, but I couldn't see an Islamic brother or a sister speaking in this fashion after losing their grandchild, coming up in defense of the patty rollers, the highwaymen, right? Who again have been kidnapping us and robbing us and sexually assaulting us and, locking us up. That's what a kidnapping, and as well as holding us for ransom. what you all again refer to as a bond or a bail. No, I was taught by the greatest of the great that is a ransom, and this is what they have been doing to us for much too long. Someone was bound to react in the manner that this young man, Ryan Hinton, who was murdered, I'm going to say what it is, by the Cincinnati police. And man, I got some stories about Cincinnati back in the day, going to the jazz fest and things like this and that. They were never respectful towards us. And again, Cincinnati is not Detroit. This is one of the blackest of the black, for my Moors that's listening right now, I use the word black because we habla inglés, right? And again, most of the people who I'm speaking to right now aren't bilingual, trilingual, or multilingual, right? And as I've expressed multiple times, it depends on who I'm conversing with as to whether or not I utilize that word black. So we don't utilize the word black when we are dealing with the federal portion of what we refer to as government or any of their subsidiaries, be it county, state, or local, i.e. city, township, parish, name some out, like I always say. So he fumbled the ball, y'all. There's no way around this. It just, I woke up, I done cried even today about this and other things, but yesterday it really hit home, because I'm sick of this just as well as all of us are sick of this. And, I guess we, based on what Pop just got up here and said, we not going to see Mr. Crump, Mr. Benjamin Crump come up through this piece because based on Grandpa, but again, I can't say that, because this young man does have other family members, right? So I'm going to back up a little bit more and we're going to, let Pop fumble the ball right quick so we can really go into detail about this.
So it's an unfortunate incident that happened. So that's all I seen. It was like, I didn't see the police there trying to kill. No. What I seen was two persons made a mistake. My grandson made a mistake being there, and the officer, he was trying to get back to his family too. So that's what I seen. So it's not about revenge.
I want to know, did he see his grandson brandishing a gun? How y'all say that? Did you see your grandson point a gun at these officers? Did you see your grandson running away with a gun in his hand, which still would not be unlawful? Again, Ohio is an open carry state, just like Michigan, right? You have the right to defend yourself. But this is a young man who was running because he was afraid. He was running, you know what I'm saying, away from the bad guys with the guns.
Anything, I had nothing against nobody. My Lord and Savior is Jesus Christ, and I represent him.
There it go right there. His Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, right? Again, a father God without a mother God. Straight homo. Take it how you like it, but it's the facts. These are facts.
So, with that said, please, everybody, just try to forgive everybody who done anything to anybody.
Just Randy, for you, this is a fact-finding mission more than anything to make sure you understand.
Yeah, it's a peace thing for me, for everything, for everybody.
In this moment, we don't want peace. We want justice. We want justice. We want vengeance. We don't want peace. Nah. How has that worked out for us the past 3 centuries? Not good at all.
Heal off this. I want everybody to heal off this. It's just like a mistake. I really feel bad for the officer who was shooting because I can see the scariness in him too. People can't see it because I'm going spiritual with this now.
You heard that, right?
So I was able to see that God had allowed me to see this part of the accident. Just like my son made an accident too. So he made an accident. Just, what I'm saying?
Nah, your son a warrior. I understand a lot of people will point out the fact that the officer who ended up losing his life the same way this baby lost his life, right? It's not the officer. who gunned down this young man, right? Okay. But y'all seen how every single last one of those highwaymen looked at that young man's father, and you see how he looked at him. That struck a chord with all of us. So Pop is bugging.
And just trying to just move on now. That's all I'm trying to do on.
He trying to move on. Look at his eyes. Look at the expression on his face. He don't look fazed one way or the other.
And I'm praying for the officer and their family. You know.
We not praying for the officer and his family, right? We taking this to the ancestors. Look at his face. He doesn't seem to be sincere with his words at all. I've seen more people who are up under the cloak of, Christianity, look more sincere when they make these type of statements.
How hard has this been for your entire family from Thursday into Friday with all of this planned? It's a lot.
It's been hard on my side of. I know it's been hard on Tori, because me and Tori, you know, we and her is so tight. We usually born.
I need this to be bigger because I want y'all to see this sister. She didn't even look at him when he mentioned her name. She did not even acknowledge Pop. So why does it look like that?
Born on the same day. So God is.
Look at the sister. She not even looking at him. She not even acknowledging nothing that he just said. He's talking about, I'm assuming that this is Rodney Hinton Jr.'s significant other, his spouse, right? So just pay attention, y'all.
It's crucial how me and her end up.
She can completely turn her head away from him. She not even making eye contact with him, which is a signal that she don't agree with nothing that he's saying right now. She's in disbelief, just like the rest of us, that he would make this statement about some cops being scared and them being worried about making it home to their families. But your grandson did not make it home to his.
To explain this now, we born on the same day, but different years. You know what I'm saying? So all this was building up to this point. But I was trying to I have to bring the peace to this. There's no
completely irrelevant statement. He's talking about, again, the young woman here sharing a birthday with him, right? I don't know if maybe he's, I don't know. I don't know, y'all, but he fumbled the ball. That I do know.
Balance in this, no revenge.
You're aware there's social media chatter that people in the community might feel a different way?
I don't. I
wonder what she is saying and what she is thinking in this moment. I can only imagine, right? And then we can't make out what's being said in the background, because I don't think they agree with what Pop's saying. If they agree with, the direction he was taking this in, they would have let him speak first, but they did not. We just saw the older brother block him from speaking first. And that young man did not express anything about being forgiven in a Jesus and his brother, being a threat to these cops, because he was not. He was not.
I've been on it at all.
I'm being no social media. I don't do no Facebook, nothing. I just rely on the power of God. That's it.
Seems like
Okay. I've had enough. No. Oh, no. So, exactly. Again, we, the little bit of the footage that was released, I'm sure there'll be more. But, his back, they shot this young man from behind him. Now we see the pale skinned people do all kind of crazy shit, and they're able to apprehend them without killing them. Why we always got to get murked? Now here in the city of Detroit, because there was this started off based on them chasing a stolen car or something like that, right? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. And here in Detroit, over the weekend, a similar incident occurred where a guy stole a car, right? And he's in the car, he's armed. And the police whip up on him. This is on West Chicago and Hubble here in Detroit, right? My stomping grounds, my area. And the police were able to apprehend that guy without murdering him. Huh? See, here in Detroit, it's a whole different ball game. This is not Cincinnati by a long shot. When all of this was going down, and I'm about to pull that footage for y'all too, and we're gonna look at that. But you had, I couldn't count the amount of people who were outside witnessing the police attempt to apprehend this man in Detroit again, who was armed, again, who was in a stolen car, and they were able to, get him and get him off the car without murdering him. And like I said, you have multiple people in that neighborhood outside with their cell phones on, recording the entire incident, making sure that the police did not kill him the way they did this young man. They would have had to face them people in Detroit. And y'all know, we stay strapped. The police being strapped up here, it mean nothing. It's like, it's no different than peace to my brothers and sisters in the NOLA, you know what I'm saying? Down in New Orleans, they stay strapped too. It's just crazy. So let me find this other footage for y'all right quick. We're gonna keep talking about it because this just left the worst taste in my mouth to hear him say these things that he just said. When he just lost the air, right? He just lost the air. And being that he just lost the air, he also lost the possibility of having some future descendants. Not to say that he don't have other children that won't be able to bless him in that manner, if he will. But again, he won't be able to get it from his junior's son, right? Because he's senior, he pop. But his son didn't share those same sentiments, which is why we're even where we are with this conversation right now. So I'm about to look for the incident that I was just talking about that happened here in Detroit. And like I said, it's just different. Cincinnati is and has always been, when it comes to their police department, a very, very racist place. I've had words with their cops before. You know what I'm saying? And the last time I was actually in Cincinnati, I wasn't supposed to be there. I just put it like that. So the last words I end up having with some Cincinnati police officers, I had to cut it short. Right? But yeah, they are some. And Ohio is a racist. And Michigan is a racist ass state. No different than Florida and any other states when it comes to their highwaymen. Right? And, even further up at the top. Okay, here we go. Playlist. Should be somewhere around here. So many. I see. This coming up just this you need to see. So we can know the difference and know how that is a difference. Again, there's no other city like the city of Detroit. It's just no other. This is not me holding it biased. I'm talking about the population. You know what I'm saying? The population of the people and their lives. Like, we just not within the past 10, 11, maybe I would say 11, 12 years. You've never seen this many so-called white cops in the city of Detroit since the year 1974. That's what we see now, right? It was, it's different. It is very different than what it was originally. But we have a major population. We have a lot of people vacating from the city of Detroit from the financial crash in 2008. So since it's not right there, I don't think that's not right there at all, but it's not. I'm gonna be able to find it. Let me see. That's a good one. I think it's fine. So many stuff. Man, we gotta see this. Gotta see this. We gotta try it. Me out May 2nd. Almost very misleading. No, that's not it. It's not it. Definitely not it. Oh, why is it going back so far? This is crazy. This is it. We gotta see this, y'all. Just bear with me. What is this? Let me see. Oh, this is making me mad because I know I saved it. I'll try this one more time. I don't know why everything didn't come up the way it should come up when I save it. I think it's too many videos on this one particular playlist that I have. Unbelievable. I'm like this probably would be a better way if I do it like this. Let's see. This is new. See this. Yeah, that's far from it. The police, they had tanks and stuff outside. And again, I didn't just be here in Detroit, it's drugs. And like I said, he was armed. And you can see that he was armed. And again, they want to apprehend him or whatever. The same way that they do with grown people, the same way they did the reading house guy originally. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Drugs. Say that, Detroit has like, some type of great police, you know what I'm saying, or does with the police work. But the point is, they didn't kill this young man here, they killed this young man in Cincinnati. See, this is like why they wanted to go on like the news. What they did is they showed the whole. I don't want to do it from Instagram. That's not how I do it. I saw the box. If you want to reach before BC news or something like that, I don't know why he was playing with it. Because I want to make sure that I was able to show this to everybody before, what happened. See, and if I go to my history, see, just for the sake of it. was like, I need someone situation at others, right? From something that us and like, the vast majority of people, we are, kind of share the same. I also think about the situation that you have a few of us who keep on up with the fact that the officer, um, end up getting the vengeance portion of this, right? It's not the cop who was responsible for the murder. And, again, a lot of people have been using this Malcolm X statement of, a child bites, a snake bites your child, you don't go look at the snake with the blood on his foot, you just go get you a snake. I'm paraphrasing, but I know exactly what I mean when I say what I had said. And also, we weren't getting into this. I don't see blood. What is all this crap? Sure. Right. Let me. Gotta be. I always think it was from school. I don't think it was for here. There's NBC, Charleston, Detroit, Vegas. You gotta see this. You gotta see this to understand. It's very possible. You know what I'm saying? It's not you what we take about parents, especially our babies, especially, our young men. It's crazy. And not to say that it doesn't happen to our women, because it does. We just know it happens at a higher rate to our young men. Um, taking matters, we are forced to take matters into our own hands. How can we go to the very people who are murking us? We all seen the old ass cracker that ran up on the sister and put hands on her. And they just got arrested him, I think, Monday, right? I bet you he got a bond, and I bet you he back out. They scared of Rodney Hinton Sr. though, without a doubt. Without a doubt. They do not, you know what I'm saying, have any intentions of giving him a bond. The same way they shut down his GoFundMe. They shut down his GoFundMe, but Kevin Please wanted to call a 5-year-old melanated baby a nigger multiple times. Her GoFundMe got $600, $700 easy. They didn't take her shit. And again, guaranteed put money on it. The cop who killed this young man was his front for it. The same way the old guy who smacked the sister, put hands on the sister, because he didn't just smack her. To my understanding, he punched her. What did he put her? Right? Trample all day. The same way the white man who called a little girl a BITCH, the little girl for his doorbell of Summer Candy, her school. They were that whole family, our white family wasn't at home, right? But this dummy made a video out of that saying that the little girl was looking at. He wasn't at home, because if he was at home, he would have did this, that, and the third to her. But knocking on his door to sell candy for her school. Strong voter. I keep reminding you, it don't matter to me. I'm not just going that Trump, right? Whoever sits in my Oval Office and does not balance the books and cut the checks, I aim at them. Period. No ifs, ands, and what's about. He just happens to be the motherfucker who's sitting in the piece right now. He has a very sketchy history in business, marketing, real estate, and so on and so forth, just saw business, right? Who had told more lies than the white you were. You know you're a lying motherfucker. You lie more than him. And I mean that with every fiber of my being. Like I'm a Jaguar racer. Every fiber. I love her with every fiber. I mean that with every fiber of my being. So that is right where he belongs. He is never getting out. I don't care. He dislikes me. He said it's the truth. They have been lying for 20 years now talking about me getting off my dear national diplomat, and they told y'all 50,000 lies. That nigga ain't never getting out. And he deserved worse than 100 and something years in prison. See what he did to the babies. For sure. We're just not getting it yesterday. Oh my God, y'all. I hate when this happens because I purposely saved that video to a playlist. And I just think there's too many videos in that playlist and that's too weird. It's not coming up. My mom knows I saved it. But it's too late again because I done already started scrolling. So just rock with me for a little bit. Right. I probably need to play a commercial, but I ain't even do that to y'all. Oh my God. This is crazy. As soon as I typed in what Chicago and Humble, you know what I'm saying? It should have came. I wouldn't be surprised if they took it down, but it's too soon for them to, get rid of that video. And I know Detroit don't want to get rid of it because anything they can do to make themselves look good, they gonna do. That's just like, as of recent, they busted a adult bar or titty bar, whatever y'all call that shit, with children in it. One of them like 14 years old, they say. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy to have some 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds to let them inside an adult entertainment bar. Like, that makes no sense. So, the police was on that, people want to give them their kudos. I ain't about to give them shit, nothing at all. I just cannot believe that I popped out up there and said what it said about them police. Fearing for their life. He said the police was fearing for their life. But they weren't facing guns and shackles. That was your grandson popping up. I mean, how close could he have really been when his grandson would say something like that? I'm guaranteeing you couldn't have got that on my grandparents or something like that happened to me. They're from the old school. There's consequences. Repercussions and consequences. Very much so. I'm not about to stop scrolling. I watched it once. One that I sent it. I sent the video to save it to this playlist. Honestly, I don't get that because this, you know what I'm saying? You would have to see it to know that it's a different way for it to be done. They got the tasers that shoot out at you, not. I say they can catch a handle if they get close enough to use the taser. If your only other option is to murder him, then you just let him run along. You got the car that you claim was stolen. You got the car. Right? The other option would have been to let him go and that would have been worth saving his life. None of those officers' lives were in jeopardy at all. And they know what it is. They know exactly what it is. The look in their eyes as they brought his father up, from his bond hearing, set it off. It said everything without saying a word. They stared him down, knowing if they ever get the opportunity to take his dad's life the same way that they took his, they would do it in a split second. Like I keep telling all these brothers and sisters that went out and voted for Mr. Trump and are promoting him, free promotion. This motherfucker ain't giving you $1. You promoting the shit out of him, right? With those pale people who voted for him, who you aligned yourself with, if they were given the opportunity, they would murk you and eat your babies without a hesitation. And as I said earlier today, how difficult is it? How difficult could it be for a blue-eyed, blonde-haired man to win a United States election against an East/West Indian woman? A cakewalk. It would have been even more of a cakewalk with all of y'all stepping back and staying out of it, which would have been the better option. I don't care if we was 300 days into his presidency as the CEO of the largest, wealthiest criminal cartel known to man in USA Inc. That man, the orange man, his only job is to make the wealthy wealthier. That's it. That's all. All of that running his mouth like a little girl he be doing in front of the cameras. and get mad like a little kid when he don't get his fucking way. Yeah, that's how rich motherfuckers do. You get your way. You don't care about the people. You just want to have shit your way. They say this bastard done played like $37 million worth of golf already. And we just in the month of May. Just getting into the month of May. Which that's his business, that's his prerogative, but you would not let another CEO get away with that, spending that much time playing golf, right? And we got all kind of tragedies taking place daily, and he got to play golf. And you want a lot texting, whatever the fuck, on Twitter, on his BlackBerry or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, y'all. This is bullshit. Oh my god, this is bullshit. This is absolute bullshit. I can't take it. It got to be on here because I'm saying it. And this computer just so my brain. Damn. Typical though, because they know I'm gonna go where nobody else goes. Wow. Shit taking me all the way back to next year. military. Had all types of weapons. This is I'm too determined to show this footage. Fucking kill me. This gotta be. This is Facebook. I don't want to see the shit on fucking Facebook. This is it. But why is it showing me Facebook footage? I don't want to see fucking Facebook footage. And see, it was just a similar in the same area, a hit and run incident in Detroit, and that's kind of, and then it's happened in the same area, so it keep taking me to that, and I ain't what we're looking for. God. This don't even make no sense. And they keep going to Dearborn. We're not talking about Dearborn. Unbelievable. Let me see one more time. Computer slow. Oh my god. It's so much that go on in the city of Detroit. It's damn near virtually impossible to find something that happened 2 days ago, because there's so many things that have happened since then. is scrolling, and I'm just not getting it yesterday. This is so weak. I should be close because it happened around, before the incident, the shooting that took place outside the Foot Locker. I gotta be close. Come on, Detroit. Where we at? Young man get murdered the day before yesterday up here for shooting at the state troopers. Oh God, on the west side. Like I say, it's not like the police don't shoot and kill suspects up here, but when you got a bunch of people from, who live in the neighborhood that's surrounding the police while they're surrounding someone, else, is like, yeah, they very careful about what they do. And again, they have the equipment to be able to safely apprehend someone who has actually committed a crime, right? Again, as opposed to just shooting somebody in the back for what? Did that young man murder somebody? Did he even injure anybody? For you to just take him out in cold blood in that way. And overall, my focus was about what Pop said and how he fumbled the ball with his words. And I think I more than got, my point across with that. But this was just the cherry on top right here, just to give an example of it being very possible to not have to kill nobody, right? Now, if you got somebody that is a murder suspect, it's still unlawful for you to just kill them off, right? But it's a better look than you shooting a young man in the back and murdering him in that way. That was extremely wrong, and unfortunately, another cop had to pay for that. Like it, love it, don't matter how you feel about it, it happened. Same way with Pop. I needed him to be more concerning about his own versus him being more concerned about some police that, give zero fucks about your grandson or your son. You seen how they stared him down, right? And that's who you talking about forgiving and you praying for them for what? He said he's praying for the officer who murdered his grandson. How deranged is that? Now this whole boy can just shit down. Okay. We might be getting somewhere now, y'all. Let's see. We might be getting somewhere. Like I say, so much stuff happened up here. You better. That's why I saved the video. That's exactly why I saved the video, because I knew every day there's something new up here. Let's see, helicopter. I'll show you what the shorts looks like. Probably should be looking at y'all comments to see to get some help with this, because you see I've been on this for like 15 minutes. I do not want to let it go, because like I said, y'all need to see this for real. because this is something, we usually see it go the other way, like the way it went with the young man, peace be upon him. We don't usually see it play out the way it played out up here in a similar situation. Gotta be up. No, that's talking about on I-94. It's police chases that happen around here all the time. And did they come up with a verdict for the Christopher Shore cat? It couldn't have been this freaking long ago. So a week, no, it wasn't a week ago that this happened. Because of the alligator, I remember stuff about the alligator. Found the alligator out here in Ecorse, Southwest Detroit. Crazy. And they news is so scrambled up. I'm seeing some of the same. Okay. All right, y'all. All right. I got something here. Now we cooking. Yeah, I got it. So now I gotta. Okay. Yep. Here it go. My bad, y'all. Thank you. Just suck it out. So let's see. Show y'all how they did this. How they was able to apprehend this young man up here in Detroit, who was armed in a stolen car. Right. Which it should sound very similar to that situation. Let me see. Let's see how we share this. I finally found this, y'all. So let's go. Let's go. No, we want it big. And that ain't big. There we go. Full. Yes. Okay, let me take your comment down. Take it down. I finally found it, y'all. So I want you to see how it should have played out in Cincinnati as well. If I can find where okay, here you go. Let me take you down for a minute, bro. Y'all been hit the like for me, y'all. Appreciate it. There we go.
A quadruple shooting in broad daylight, and now East Point police are investigating. The latest on the search for the suspects and how the local community is reacting.
And we also have a few showers just south of us. We'll have timing on when this should arrive and if it has any impact on our temperatures moving forward in the forecast.
When this vehicle was stolen yesterday, the owner
moving around but refusing to get out. Detroit's west side. At play, a stolen car crashed after being.
I wasn't trying to pause. So you saw them people outside, right? Granted, that wasn't a situation with the young man, Rodney Hinton. But this is just an example of how those cops could have handled that situation. They have all the equipment in the world. You can be running outside in the dark, and they have the what do you call it when they're basically the heat from your body, they're seeing it in the infrared or whatnot. Yeah. They got all that shit. They got drones. They don't need helicopters. You know what I'm saying? And Cincinnati, I'm sure, has all of these things where they would have been able to track him down and safely kidnap him. They didn't have to murder him.
Explains how it all went down.
Barricaded standoff Saturday, West Chicago and Hubble on Detroit's west side. At play, a stolen car crashed after being chased by police. The driver moving around but refusing to get out, despite being surrounded by police with guns drawn. Dozens of people watching things unfold.
When this vehicle was stolen yesterday, the owner was tracking the vehicle, had a tracking device on it. When the owner approached him trying to get the vehicle back, he brandished a firearm at the owner as well as a knife. Because we knew that those weapons were possibly still in play, we took a tactical approach to address and bring this ultimately to a peaceful resolution.
But that peaceful resolution took time, patience, patience, and a lot of resources. After about 3 hours,
And communicating with the person inside to come out with force being fatal force being our last option. We were able to use some of the non-lethal instruments that we have here at the department.
So as you see, it took them 3 hours, but they were willing to spend those 3 hours so that they did not have to kill that young man. The exact opposite of what Cincinnati did. The exact opposite. Let me go back a little bit because he said something else that I wanted to reiterate.
To come out with force being fatal force.
They said they knew he had a gun, but yet they still didn't kill him, but they killed that young man. You heard him. You heard him. Is he the new police chief or something? I don't think so. He one of the big wig police boys though, but let's go back a little bit. So
3 hours.
And communicating with the person inside to come out with force being fatal force being our last option. We were able to use some of the non-lethal instruments that we have here at the department. So between our tasers as well as our pepper balls, which is a projectile pepper spray, we were able to peacefully get him out. When he first came out, he had a knife. And communicating with the person.
Time, patience, and a lot of resources. After 3 hours.
And communicating with the person inside to come out.
So Detroit has all of this equipment and Cincinnati don't. You know, they were just willing to take that young man's life. That's it. That's it. So the same way that, don't be fooled, the same way that all of them police officers grimmed Rodney Hinton Sr. That's the same attitude they had when they went after his son. They weren't talking about doing nothing non-lethal. They murdered that young man without a shadow of a doubt. And that now one of them officers who was chasing that boy, life was in danger. I mean, at the very least, where y'all German Shepherds was at? You know, where was your rubber bullets at? Where was your taser at? Where was your pepper spray at?
A lot of resources. After about 3 hours.
And communicating with the person inside to come out with force being fatal force being our last option. We were able to use some of the to address and bring this ultimate.
So how come fatal force wasn't the Cincinnati Police Department's last option? Because they don't give no fucks. Like I said, Cincinnati, of course, granted, is not Detroit, right? They don't have the population of melanated people in Cincinnati that we have here in Detroit. But best believe, as far as the resources that the police there have, oh yeah, they got that shit. They got the same shit. Lie to yourself, excuse me, because you're not going to lie to me at all. They definitely have the same resources. And they could have spent 3 hours tracking him down instead of murdering him. See all them people? This the D. You don't see, now you see some people that don't look like us now being allowed to be on the police force, right? Which wouldn't have happened in Mayor Young Day, and it wouldn't have even happened in Kwame Kilpatrick reign as mayor of the city of Detroit. I don't even think it would have happened under Dennis Archer, boule ass reign as the mayor, you know? But again, you're not doing that kind of shit in Detroit with all these melanated folk out here. Because best believe these people would have went to war with all of these cops right here. It'd have been 1967 riots all over again throughout the city. Let one of these cops, you know what I'm saying, do what they did to that young man here. It's not going to happen. This is like no other city.
When this vehicle was stolen yesterday, the owner
To get out, despite being surrounded. West Chicago and Hubble on Detroit's west side. At play, a stolen car crashed after being chased by police. The driver moving around but refusing to get out. despite being surrounded by police with guns drawn. Dozens of people watching things unfold.
When this vehicle was stolen yesterday, the owner was tracking the vehicle, had a tracking device on it. When the owner approached him trying to get the vehicle back, he brandished a firearm at the owner as well as a knife. Because we knew that those weapons were possibly still in play, we took a tactical approach to address and bring this ultimately to a peaceful resolution.
But that peaceful resolution took time, patience, and a lot of resources. After about 3
And that's all they had to do. That's all they had to do in Cincinnati. If they even granted, had they not tracked that young man down that day, they would have eventually found him and been able to bring him to justice in that fashion. But he didn't get the opportunity to have any justice. So that's it, y'all. I'm up. I know you waited a long time for me to finally find the footage. This is the footage, and you see the outcome is a different outcome, and it could have been the exactly same outcome. You said the volume was low? Yeah. I hope I was able to narrate it a little bit, because I didn't even think to turn it up or to put it in the present box that way and la 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 la. I ain't all that tech savvy or whatever, but man, like I say, Pop and changed the energy and the momentum of where we were at with this. For me, I don't know about for everybody else. No, my feelings haven't changed. Wrong is wrong, right? And justice is something that we never get. We just end up with just us. And with that, I say peace.